What's up guys, welcome to a new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and today we will be making a beginner's guide tutorial. It's gonna be a very quick, easy and simple video to follow, and by the end, in just a couple of minutes, you'll be able to master the fundamentals and basics of the editor. So, let's get started. Let's start by the viewport. In here, you'll be able to move and change things of the scene. For example, I can select any object, for example this cube, and go ahead and move it with these arrows. To move, just hold and right click, and then with the WASD arrows you move like a video game. Also, you can zoom in and zoom out with the middle mouse. It's very simple. So when you select an object, you get these arrows where you can move up, to the right, and in front. Very easy. You can also get to the middle with this bulb and then just kind of move it around in all ways. And also you can get the corners and move into this axis. To start, I recommend just moving by the arrows of X, Y, and Z into the axis. And as you master it, go ahead and move it into different positions. So up here you have a lot of different tools. For example, I can change it into the rotation tool and it will automatically snap. So I can rotate it in different axes, and you can see that I can see the angle that I'm changing. This also because in here I have a snap selected, so if I disable it, I can go ahead and move it more stable, and here it will snap into the certain degrees that I say. Right now there's default. I do recommend in most cases enabling the snap, as it will be easier to change the scene, but this is up to you. Also, I can change between the tools with W, selecting the move selection, E, rotation, and R, scale. So let's move to scale. You can change the object's size depending on the axis. For example, in here I would just stretch it, and here too, and here we'll change the height. Also, as the same as with the movement, you can also go to the middle and just expand everything in all axes. It's very useful. Alright. So now that we know how to kind of select, move objects in the scene, move around, etc., let's move to the next step, up here. And up here we have a lot of different things. First of all, the mode. So normally we'll be in select mode, but we also can change into, for example, the landscape mode if we want to, build a landscape. Go to foliage, you want to paint some grass, mesh paint, etc., fracture, but these are more advanced things, so we'll be not taking it right now, as it's a quick tutorial to just learn the basics, but they're there. So let's go back to select mode. In here we have some different options, like for example show FPS. We can see I'm getting 50 right now, or for example the field of view, screen percentage, things that you can change into your customization, but I'd recommend, leaving them in default if you're gonna start learning. Then the perspective, if we want to look it from the top directly of the scene, you can see, and also if it's wireframe elite, we'll see this in a second, but you can go ahead and change, like for example, from the left of the scene, etc. But of course, normally we'll be working on perspective. Then here, this is the view mode. You want to look at lit, is basically with all the shadows, all the shaders, etc. Unlit is basically like just showing the raw material without the fancy light settings, etc.